Hi, afternoon. I am Nic Joly and I'm doing the live feed for Castle Galleries today. This being the weekend of the 100-year end of the First World War. What I'm going to do to start off with is give you a quick tour of the studio. And I've never done this before, let people in like this and shown it. So it's all new to me, so I'll do my best. So basically, I will flip you around and I'll show you my desk. So here we go. Now, everything I make is very small and I collect loads of rubbish. And here it is on my desk in front of you, and there's organised chaos to it all. But basically I carve and make small little people and then add them into pieces. And here are a few that I'm working on at the moment. Now, really what I should do is I'll give you a quick tour of the studio, and then we will just talk about Never Forgotten, which is why we're here basically. So again, I'll flip you around. This is my end of the studio, which I am told is messy, but it's organised chaos. And I'm currently getting ready for a show at the end of the month. So these are some of the works that I'm working on at the moment. A lot of them have got lights in them, which have to be wired and coded with computers. I'm coding at the moment. And if I walk through here to my middle room, there's other pieces going on, like this piece here, which basically is a large mask I've made. All sorts going on, and all these pieces are interactive. So when you walk up, lights come on and things happen. So no one's seen these, even my gallery haven't seen these ones. So last of all, I'm going to walk through to my gallery, and this is Nell, my wife. She's going to be asking questions, things like this. This is Coco. Say hello. It's my dog. She's the studio dog. And in here are on the walls various pieces. Now what I'm going to do is quickly turn the lights out so that you can see what I'm working on. So all these pieces of work are going off to London soon for the show. I've been working on some books. The Hobbit, various pieces, word pieces, another book, bit of Frankenstein. But there we go. This is what's going on at the moment in the studio, and we're working really hard on the latest edition release, which is Peaky Blinders. And if I show you some of that in the middle room, you can see bits in process. So here we have various Peaky Blinders pieces in construction, and all over the studio there are trays and trays and trays of little people all getting ready to be painted. There's more up here, there's sheds, all sorts. The shelves are full. And they're constantly being painted, added, constantly making. But, okay, that's this place in a nutshell. But why we're here today, really, is to talk about Never Forgotten. Now, the Never Forgotten project, I started, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So I've put one on the desk here. This is the first one. This is my original from 5 years ago. Now, the Never Forgotten project started about, I'm just going to turn this down. Started about 5 years ago. The first idea came to me, and then 4 years ago, launched it for the centenary of the First World War. Now, I don't really post about this much because over the last 4 years, the whole project has turned into its own creature, really. It bubbles below everything that I do, and is like a linchpin and keeps it all going. Now, like I say, for 4 years I've been creating one never forgotten piece for every day that the First World War was fought. Nell's just got to ask me a question. Someone's sending through a question. What is it?
Jack wants to know how long on average these pieces take to put together.
Okay, so really the best thing to do is I'll show you a quick, because I've got a few out. I get the people cast like this. So after my original, I then had moulds made, and these bronzes here are what I get cast up. Now they come back to me looking like this. Then they have to be filed, cleaned up, stuck to sticks, primed, and then I start to paint them. And here are some on the go at the moment. So that's just the figures. The poppies themselves, I cut out every single one. Now the edition size is 1566. So I've been making poppies for a very long time, and each poppy is 3 pieces of tissue paper like this. And they're put together with a bronze centre. I hand cut the wire, hand cut the corian that they stand in, and on total I suppose they take me start to finish probably about 2-3 days. And then there's all the making the frame, there's the framing. We do all of this in the studio. So there we go. Hope that answers your question. Nell.
Corbyn's, he's got edition 1020.
Wow, okay.
He loves it, so maybe give him a shout out.
Thank you very much. Okay, it is important to stress that every person that has bought one of these pieces of work, £100 is going to the Legion from everyone, and that really makes a difference on the ground. I mean, they are an incredible charity, and they quietly do incredible things. And the last 4 years, I've got to know so many people. I have heard from so many people. I've got letters, I've got emails, I've got photographs. Never forgotten are hanging on walls in Japan, New Zealand, Canada, LA, New York. It is amazing, and that's what I mean by the fact it's turned into its own thing, and it quietly goes on behind my back, really, with me making, but its own creation. All the stories, all the dedications I've had to make. It's been an incredible journey, and the fact that it goes on behind everything else I do. Some people say, how can you do it with some of the other work you do? But it's all the same. It's an integral part of what I do. And if I only did Never Forgotten, it's quite grueling, actually, in the stories. I mean, I know what happens on every day of the First World War. Tomorrow, the 9th, 100 years ago, the last battleship was sunk by a German submarine. It was HMS Britannia. Now, I wouldn't have known that 4 years ago, but I know everything that happens every day, because every piece has that written on the back about its day. So, Never Forgotten it has been going on, and obviously the centenary around for the end of the war, and I wanted to do something, not to mark the end, but just something else, just for the end, something special. And so what really struck me about the whole project is every story I've learned has, every life, everything every person I've met, every life is spoken about with such pride and joy, and family members and great grandparents, and every life is a golden one. Now, the simplest way for me to do that was to do an edition that was the figures cast in bronze but 18 karat gold, vermeil coated, and there are 11 of them. That's it, end. And these went out last weekend, and within 3 hours they sold out, which is incredible, because it's raised an amazing amount of money again for the Legion. But I kept one, and that is one of the other points of today. I've kept number 1 of the edition, and all profits from the auction of this piece are going to go to veteran charities, British Legion. So I'll show you it in a minute, but first I will just tell you a little bit more about it.
We just had a thumbs up from Richard Rowan watching.
Nice, thank you, Richard. So in the golden pieces, this is a shell right here that landed on the trenches on the British line. It's a German shell in Passchendaele during the Battle of Passchendaele. Now it was dug up by a friend of my brother's, and basically I've scraped off dirt and rust off the shell, and every piece of that edition of 11, here we go, I'll just clear some of my stuff off my bench, pop it up here so you can see it. Here we go. This is what they look like, and at the foot of the poppy is a pile of rust and dirt which is from the shell. Now this is the one that I will be auctioning, and I have written down the link for you, and Castle will share it, and it's right here. Let me just get it. We've got www.castlefineart.com/blog/Nic-Joly-auction. Now, please, if you can, like I say, all profits from this piece, number one, will go to the charity. It's been an amazing journey, and I would love support for it. And I suppose most importantly as well, it is to say thank you.
Got a question?
It's okay.
Robin would like
Yeah.
to know what's the
Most challenging part of the creative process. It's getting, I suppose, an idea out of this balding head into reality. I have an idea in my head, and I'm a maker, so I just make, and I often get it wrong, and it takes a few times, but I've learnt over the years the only way you can approach it is to just get on with it, because it's better to have done something that's really not very good. You've got more chance of something good coming out. So often, I mean, this piece that I showed you at the beginning of the tour, this is very simple, but it started off not looking like that. I hope that answers your question a bit, Robin. Just get on and do it. You're going to make mistakes, but they're the best bit. Another question.
Have you ever made a figure of yourself?
Yes. Have I ever made a figure of myself? Often the people, because I usually wear white t-shirt, black jeans. That's what I wear. So if, like, we go in back in here, most of my people, like in this piece, you can't really see, are wearing black t-shirt, white jeans. They've all got now a bit more hair than me because I'm, like I say, balding rapidly, but they're all a bit me-ish. Mask, whenever I do mask pieces, is built around a clay portrait I did of myself. So the answer is sort of yes. The works comes from my head, and often there are me in it. Yeah, it's all my ideas, and often it's my feeling that I'm a small part in a big machine, and that's what my work is all about, really. We all are. So yes, but the people I make are far more flattering than than I look, but I can get away with that because they're so small. Any other questions coming through?
How much are you hoping to raise for the Golden Lives?
How much am I hoping to raise? As much as possible. You know, anything is something. It's I haven't put a number on it. My goal when I started the whole Never Forgotten project was £150,000. Now, because of what we've done over the last 4 years, we're biting at the heels of 100,000 that we've raised already. You know, I think we're 80, mid 80s at the moment, but that's not confirmed with all sales going on at the moment. So yeah, we're doing really well. And again, it's a thank you. Every piece, yeah, makes difference. Now,
Corbyn's just asked if you can share the link again.
yes, of course I can. Okay, so here we go. www.castlefineart.com/Nic-Joly-auction. Okay, now that will be on the castle website. And if anyone doesn't know it, you can message me direct. I'll give it to you. There we go. Another question.
And yeah, Lucinda has got a question.
Go for it, Lucinda.
What's the strangest commission you've ever been asked to make?
I don't think I can say that before the watershed, before 9 o'clock. Strangest commission. A really nice one many moons back that crosses my mind was a husband asking me to make something for his wife's 40th, I think it was. And I asked, are there any stories about her that I could immortalize? And she had basically a few months before dropped her car keys down a drain, stuck her hand in to get them out and got her hand stuck and had to call the fire brigade. So I made her bending down through and her hand holding a full-size key. So that was a good one. Enjoyed that. Done a few houses, various things with various things going on behind windows. Yeah, probably one of the strangest. Yeah. And commissions are fun. I don't do as many now as I used to. Because I'm so busy and I don't have time. But I still do them. If I can, of course, I do. But when I've got a show like I have coming up, especially with this Never Forgotten and Now and what's going on, it's and some of the works are big. You know, that big piece you saw next door. Let's go and I'll just show you. Again, this biggie. It's going to be backwards. But you know, this piece here, let's turn around, is big, and it's full of real butterflies that, yeah, take a long time to take apart, put back together. So the studio is a base at the moment. Yeah, so it's yeah, but Never Forgotten, like I say, it bubbles below. And then comes up in waves. We've been doing really well with it lately, and I can't make enough poppies at the moment. Yeah, so any support you can give would be incredible. It really would. Now, you've probably been in my studio quite long enough now. So yeah, Nell's got one more question.
Just we've got someone asking if you can give any more details about this South Molton Street show, and will this be Carnival continuing, or will you finish Carnival?
Oh, okay. So, yes, my show at the end of the month is in South Molton Street in London at Castle Fine Art. It's the last year I've been. The whole theme has been Carnival. It's about the celebration of life. And it is the last Carnival show. It's been a great year, but have other plans for next year, another theme. So we're wrapping up the Carnival with lights and dancing and all the rest of it. Life is a carnival, and it's been a great body of work to do over the last year. I've created, a good 60 pieces in the carnival theme, and next year's another year. So yes, the carnival finishes on the 29th of November.
Can you give us a teaser for 2019?
a teaser for 2019. Ooh, I say, okay. It's a bit different to the Never Forgotten, but here's a little teaser of what is going to be coming as a pretty small edition, but there we go. Boom. That's all you're getting.
And I've got a question here from Lacey.
Yeah.
She'd like to know what your personal favourite piece is.
Oh, my personal favourite piece. That's really hard because they change all the time. It has to be. That's such a difficult question. Never Forgotten, definitely. But like I say, it's its own beast and its own thing that it's turned into. I just started it and make it. But I think I will show you one of my faves I've ever done, which is right there, which is called Devolution. And yep, there we go. It's well, you can see what it is. That's the weekend for me. We all devolve on a Friday and Saturday night, and it's always been one of my faves. So yeah, there we go. Now I think we should probably wrap it up, and thank you for coming into the studio for the sort of few minutes. Like I say, I'll show you the link one more time for the golden. I say it's number 1. There we go. Here it is, www.castlefineart.com/blog/Nic Joly/auction. Okay, now look, thanks so much for coming in. Been a first time for me, and have a great weekend, and thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.